Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 18 of the 2025 NFL season. It is the end of the road for the Vikings as we did not make it into the postseason. The Packers are still fielding a team this week, technically, and they're proceeding to play in the wild card round next weekend. It's going to make for a very interesting matchup, and I think I see Corey in the waiting room already, so I'm going to go ahead and bring him on, and we'll talk about all the things that make this week's game very interesting. Welcome, Corey. Happy New Year.
Yep. Happy New Year, Jake.
Did you have a good holiday season?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Long and a lot of headaches, but yeah, I got through it.
Well, excellent. I'm assuming that's a Miller Lite.
No, it's
No?
a spotted cow.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't expect much tomorrow. So
well, Corey knows because I told him, but for those of you at home, to prove a point, I am coming back from a pretty wicked cold thing. And you know what they say, an apple a day keeps a doctor away. So I'm having a hard cider from Blake's Hard Cider Company, specifically the Black Phillip Blood Orange and Cranberry Hard Cider. Goat on it. The Curse of the Goat has returned to Blake's. One from our cellar archives. We've resurrected the taste of blood orange and cranberry that dance together like witches around a fire. Wouldst thou like to live deliciously? And I think it is 6.6% alcohol by volume. So here's to better health in 2026. A rich ruby, or maybe even, dare I say, garnet. I've been cooped up in the house a lot, if you couldn't tell. It looks more brown on the camera, but if I hold it in front of like my white, yeah, it's nice color red. Skull, feel it there.
Go Pack, go.
Not as appley as I expected. That is very it almost reminds me of like a sangria, like a wine punch. I get the apple cider base, but it's otherwise very that blood orange is doing a lot of work, and the cranberry gives it a tartness. I don't know if I said where Blake's Hard Cider even is. I just thought it sounded really good. Armada, Michigan, but I'll accept it anyway. Okay, on to my hosting duties. So, as I was saying in the introduction that I was giving, interesting matchup in that the Vikings have nothing to play for. Season's over, not going anywhere.
Well, neither do we.
The Packers don't have anything to play for either. You're locked into the 7th seed. What's left of your team is being wheeled in on a gurney. It's an interesting match because, as I understand, Clayton Tune is definitely starting for the Packers at quarterback.
Supposedly, they haven't really, they haven't really ruled out Malik Willis, but they also signed Desmond Ridder to the practice squad, I think, which, I don't know. LaFleur said at his press conference Thursday or Friday if they're going to bring up Ridder, and he said they don't know yet. So it'll probably be like the decision is probably made now, but they just won't announce it till like 10:30 or something like that. So
yeah, you got to play every advantage that you can in a Week 18 game that means nothing to either team.
Well, it feels like a fourth preseason game. It's just going to be pointless. If I was a Packer fan, I wouldn't go to the game tomorrow. It wouldn't be worth it.
I was really wondering what the crowd's going to be like in there, because usually Vikings have a pretty nice home field advantage, except for the week the Packers come to town because they sell their tickets and pay for the rest of their tickets throughout the year. Mm-hmm. But like, do the Packer fans want to travel to see the JV squad take the field? Or is it like, well, this is our chance to watch the Packers and the tickets might be cheaper because the game doesn't mean anything? Yeah, I'm really curious if it's...
When Malik got hurt in the Ravens game and they brought in Tune, and the second play that he was in, he threw an interception. So if you want to see interceptions, I think they're better making a call to Mississippi, but that's just me.
Yeah, I don't know for the Vikings. I think McCarthy is starting, despite having a fracture in his hand. Mm-hmm. To me, it makes sense in the Vikings case because they need to know, like, is there something that we can glean from his performance to like I mean, against ostensibly a largely backup defense or a defense with nothing to play for, is there enough meat on the bone there for them to be confident going into next year with him? Do they need to sign, a Geno Smith or something as competition? But like everyone else, I believe Aaron Jones is confirmed out. TJ Hawkinson is confirmed out. Jefferson is like 50 some yards shy of 1,000 yards.
He wants that money.
Who wouldn't? But also, if he goes up and gets hurt in a meaningless Week 18 game, that would suck. So it's a really weird, the Vikings kind of need to see what their offense has, but I guess I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't come back out after the half.
Well, what about your O-line situation? I mean, you get like half of your O-line is guys you signed last year in free agency. So do you buy out those contracts and just get rid of them and then go to the draft, or do you just keep some of those guys? Because Ryan Kelly, he should be done. I mean, those doctors at TCO should be like, dude, you've had so many concussions. Let's just think about something else here. I mean, golly, it's like 9 concussions he's had in his career. I mean,
I think so. Yeah, 3 this year,
dude.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of talk about him retiring. I haven't heard it from him, but just lots of at a certain point, you are not helping your longevity. Mm-hmm. So I guess I'm kind of expecting him to retire. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm really not very dialed in on how the contract stuff works, what the cap hit is or whatever. But I could see them trying to move on from at least his contract. I think Will Freeze, after he got healthy, has been somewhat reliable at guard. And then Donovan Jackson, the rookie, was good, I think, or acceptable. Then their tackles, O'Neal and Darisaw, have been just banged up since the get-go. Mm-hmm. So the reason I was so excited coming into this season, in addition to having hopefully a franchise quarterback, and then the Vikings let some names go in exchange for being able to pay to build the team around a rookie quarterback, which is how all these franchises are doing it. I was really excited to see they invested in the offensive line and the defensive line. The offensive line has been a rotating door just of people coming and going. Darisaw and O'Neal and Ryan Kelly's in and out, and Blake Brandell and Justin School's been filling in at guard or at tackle and looked bad, and then he looked kind of okay, and then looked bad again. So the whole season just never really got going. All that being said, a win in this meaningless Week 18 game would actually get the Vikings above 500. They'd finish the season at 9-8, half a game back from the 9-6-1 Packers.
God,
yeah, because they'd be 9-7, 9-7-1, and the Vikings would be 9-8. Yeah, it's a weird year. I mean, to go from last year where the Vikings and Lions were competing for the top seed, now this year the Vikings and the Lions are the bottom, and the Packers are in the middle, and the Bears are on the top. The whole division flips. The Bears of all people.
Chicago. Anyways, yeah. Well, that tie with Dallas really helped us, I guess. God, that game still pisses me off.
It's really weird to look at how the season ended up. And the Packers, so in talking to Packers fans and in hearing, from Packers media, it really does feel like you're already kind of hoisting the flag on the season, despite having the wild card round to look forward to, because your team is so banged up.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, banged up. Parsons is out. He was basically our only good player on defense. I have no faith in our defense whatsoever. I mean, between Quay and Cooper and Williams and McKinney, those are the only guys I had faith in. The rest, they're big holes on that side of the football. Yeah. Our D-line, we have no D-linemen at all. None whatsoever. Look what Derrick Henry did last week. Good Lord. Just murder. He's actually murdered the Packers in the past too. So it don't surprise me, but we got nobody on our D-line. Rashawn Gary he's not hustling whatsoever. He's not doing anything at all, basically. He got benched in the second half last week. I hope he gets traded. Next year will be his last year of his contract. I hope they trade him and get something. I don't care. Lucas Van Ness.
Oh.
Yeah. Trade him, get something back. maybe a 7th round pick. I don't care. He hasn't done a damn thing. It's just I'm done with Sean Gary. He won't be back next year anyway, so he's gone. He's gone.
I mean, the linebackers have really done well this year, I feel.
Well, except for Gary and LVN, but yeah. But God, it's that Denver game. There was one play where Gary got to Bo Nix right there, well, then Nix went to the other side, and then Gary's just trotting. Who coming right past him? Micah Parsons. Parsons has a motor. Good Lord. And then here's Gary just, oh, yup. Get out of here. Golly.
And see, that's the one thing the Vikings have going for us this year is the defense really, I mean, after a lot of comments to start the year about how their defense had regressed so drastically from last year, like as bad as the offense looked compared to 2024, their defense looked even worse than they did in 2024. They really stepped it up towards the end. And that's kind of like coming into today's game, or I guess tomorrow's game, but by the time this goes up, it'll be today. Like, do the Vikings play their starters on defense? Do they go out with a bang? Do they make life a living hell for Love or Willis or Tune or whoever the quarterback is? Like, I mean, they looked amazing last week in a game that didn't mean anything for the Vikings. So I don't know, like, what they're going to do for tomorrow. I don't like. Will the Packers try at all? Like,
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's two things from the defensive side of your team. One, is this Hitman's last game? Probably as a Viking.
Oh yeah, sorry. That's why I'm wearing the jersey.
I mean, in my book, he will probably be a Hall of Famer. So
he should be, and I'm glad that he got to go out with kind of that, like, what's I'm looking for, like the love that he deserves from the media and like the national coverage. Like he had an amazing game after honestly being kind of poor to start the year, but he also missed like the first couple weeks because of the unknown medical situation that he had going on to start the season. So maybe it just took him a while to knock the rust off. But yeah, I think part of me hopes it's not, given the way he's playing right now. Like, I'd like to see him come back and continue to be the quarterback of the defense. But also, it's way more fun to see him go out on top than come back and have everyone be like, yeah, he can go home now. Like, I worry about that if he comes back again and regrets it, because he doesn't seem like the kind of retire midseason.
Second thing, is this Flores' last game? Because he's linked to Baltimore and Dallas.
So that's a really, really interesting topic. Like, I think I said a year or two ago that he had shown enough that he should garner head coach conversation again. But he does still have that lawsuit that everyone brings up that's pending. And, will he get another head coaching gig as a guy who's suing the league?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if people who I think know more about it than I do don't think that he will, at least anytime soon, because of the lawsuit. But then there's all this talk about him, like, moving to another team to be a defensive coordinator for them. And unless the Vikings cheap out, I can't figure out why he would go somewhere else where he's had years to build the team with the players that he wants that fit his scheme. So I can't believe the Vikings have kept him this long, because the brain drain is so real in the NFL that when a team has success, the coordinators get poached. I can't believe we still have him. But now that he's been here for a few years, if the Vikings pay him enough, I don't know why he would leave.
True.
Yeah. I think he deserves the opportunity, but the fact that he hasn't gotten it yet tells me that there is something to all of the NFL not wanting to hire him as a head coach.
Well, there was talks of like Baltimore firing Harbaugh and then him coming in as a head coach. There has been people talking about that. And then Dallas is going to fire Eberflus. And there's been talks about him going down there and being the DC.
Oh, man. Flores with the Cowboys?
I could see Jerry doing that.
Yeah.
I could.
Yeah. Going for like the biggest name, the splashiest plays, I'm really sad that this season didn't amount to anything, because every season for the last few years, it feels like, we've got Flores, we've got this defense that other quarterbacks openly say, is a really hard scheme to play against. It's exotic, it's complex. It's, I love hearing other teams say that about our defense, and I feel like we squandered it. And now he's going to go, join the Cowboys and fix their defense, and Dak's going to go ham, and they'll have a good team for years. And I'm bummed. I hope we get another chance with him, but because at this point, like if we get some other defensive coordinator who most likely is going to be some retread, and like all the players that we have fit Brian Flores' scheme. He's had years to get the guys that he wants, that, the Josh Metellises who can be a linebacker or a safety or a defensive end or whatever they have to do. And if they move on from him, they're going to get somebody who like insists on making Metellus strictly a linebacker, and Harrison, the safeties aren't going to be blitzing the way they are now. I don't know. I'm nervous. I can't imagine we keep him because nothing good ever happens to us. But at the same time, I thought that the last couple of years too. So,
well, it's the same thing with the Packers with Halfley. Mm-hmm. I mean, the way he's talking, it's like he's going to be back next year. But I don't know. We'll see.
Is this his first gig as a defensive coordinator?
Second year with the Packers. I think this is his first go around as a D coordinator in the league.
Okay.
He's been like a defensive backs coach in the past. Then he was head coach at Boston College. And then the Packers hired him as defense coordinator 2 years ago.
So is he getting buzz as like a head coach?
Yeah. New York. He's been kind of linked to the Giants. Other than that, I don't know if Arizona.
Huh.
I'm not sure. We'll see what happens on Black Monday because I'm interested to see who gets fired.
It's crazy that that's here already. It doesn't seem like it should be time for that yet.
Yeah.
I was not trying to be rude as a host. I was pulling up the current playoff picture. And as of right now, the Packers would face off against the Bears next week in Chicago.
Well, if the Bears win tomorrow, then the Packers. And then, I think the Bears have to win for the Packers to come. If they lose, then the Packers play the Eagles.
Okay. If the Bears lose. Oh, because they're both 11-5.
Mm-hmm.
And the Eagles beat the Bears? Or the Bears beat the Eagles?
I think
the Bears beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So either way,
we'll lose. Anyways.
The Bears are interesting to me. I mean, because that's both games went down to like the final play, the Bears and the Packers. Both required some weird things to happen. The Bears don't have a defense.
No.
Like their offense seems pretty solid, but so I think a Packers-Bears game, round 3 could either be really funny or like really entertaining, I should say, or just a disaster. Whereas I think the Packers against the Eagles would be just a low-scoring slog.
Just like last year when we faced them, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. The Eagles don't impress me, but also their defense is really good. So I feel like they could keep the Packers in check, but also not really do anything against an admittedly somewhat porous Packers defense. Whereas the Bears game against the Packers, that could be
50-50.
It'd be fun.
I don't know. The Packers should have won that game in Chicago. They just choked it away. Dobbs with the Brandon Bostic fumble, basically. I mean,
the amount of statistical improbabilities that had to happen for the Bears to come back in the final, 2 minutes?
Yeah. I mean, just catch the ball. Just catch it, cradle it, go down. That's all you got to do. I don't know if he'll be back next year either. So he's another guy that might be gone. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to eulogize the Packers season too quickly and move on to the next one. But since, the Vikings don't have anything to talk about next week, what kind of changes do you see coming to the Packers next season?
I mean, like Rashawn Gary gone. I think Elton Jenkins has played his last game as a Packer. That experiment at center failed, and he's in the last year of his contract, so he's probably gone. I can see him getting rid of Nate Hobbs, get out of that contract. I mean, they could do some signings in free agency, but they'll probably rebuild through the draft again, like cornerback, D-line, offensive line. Pretty much right there is a big 3 in my book. And maybe tight end too. because Kraft's out, and then you got Wiley, Musgrave, and then Fitzpatrick. No, Fitzpatrick is out for the year too.
Yeah.
I forgot the third tight end, but just
third, fourth, fifth, whatever. Yeah.
Well, you guys took our. No, Sims is on your team now. So, right. I don't know. I could maybe see some trades. I mean, that Tavian Wicks, I think he'd be a good trade for get a 4th round pick out of him. Maybe you never know. Get out of that Rashawn Gary contract would be huge, though. I think so. Be more cap space, but they gotta just rebuild that offensive line though too. I mean, Rasheed Walker, he's probably gone too that next year. Yeah, just rebuild that offensive line basically.
Yeah. Luckily, you're the only team in the division that has to do that, and you definitely won't have any competition.
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I was talking to a guy at work about the Vikings and, like what, obviously this season didn't work out. You hate to pull a Cardinals and draft a 1st round quarterback. Was it 2 years apart when they had Rosen and then went to Murray? Or was that like the next year? You hate to do it. You hate to pull the pin too early and have him figure his stuff out. But also it hasn't looked good with McCarthy this year. So you have to probably have some kind of contingency, whether it's signing a veteran and hoping McCarthy plays so well you don't need him. It just feels you get this offensive core around him, and you've got a super talented defense that can keep you in games, even if you, no joke, put up, was it 7 net passing yards against the Lions? And the Vikings won that game?
I thought it was 3. I thought it was
3. Maybe it was 3. Yeah. And I had a whole bunch of stuff saved. I forgot to pull it all up, but it's like they're the first team in the Super Bowl era to pull off that feat. They're the first team. They did so many things that are statistically improbable and came out with a win. So you hate to waste all that, but then it's like, do you draft another quarterback? Do you I would say probably you want to try to get a cornerback because your defensive secondary is not great. But also we paid so much for those kind of mercenaries on the offensive line and the defensive line. The offensive line, you need a center, almost for sure. I don't know if they'll keep Freeze. I don't know. O'Neal is getting up there, I think, but I think they'll keep him if he's healthy. But then defensive line, you have Javon Hargrave, and they paid for 2 of them, and they're going to have to let some of these guys go. I think Grenard is up, maybe. And I feel like they would try to keep Grenard and Van Ginkel because they've been such like integral parts of what they do on defense. But if Flores leaves, would they maybe let one of them go? I don't know. I just think it's going to be after a relatively stable period while Zimmer was here, and then even turning over to O'Connell, they really didn't drastically change year to year. But I think between this season and next season, there will be a lot of changeover because there's too many holes to fill to try to keep it the same and patch it. So it'll be an interesting, draft period and off season for the Vikings.
Would you guys probably go after Malik Willis?
I could see that. He seems like the type that O'Connell could work with. Like
he has the speed. I think he has the accuracy too.
Which he seems to like to throw it downfield, which O'Connell loves.
And Jordan Love, I don't know what he has. I mean, he can throw it down the field, but it seems like it's not far enough. Anyways, I don't know. I just don't expect much these next 2 weeks. I really don't. So
yeah, it's a weird thing. Like I was saying, like not saying the Packers are hoisting the white flag, but the fan base seems ready to be done. Like, is there any way that we could lose enough to the Vikings that we get out of the playoffs and just start the postseason? Because there doesn't seem to be a lot of faith that you're going to get it done in the wild card round.
Well,
excuse me.
If they play the Bears, that should be more motivation, I think. But if they're playing somebody else and they have to travel to Philly, I don't see it. Maybe they'll put up a fight, or maybe Philly will just pull an A.J. Brown and not even try. I don't know. Yeah. You never know.
I could see the Packers, if they can get healthy enough, beating the Bears or the Eagles. Ironically, that's currently the 2 seed and the 3 seed. I think, they'd have a harder time with like the Niners or the Rams, who are the other wild card teams right now. Like the NFC is topsy-turvy. I mean, this isn't the Bears podcast, and doesn't seem fair to attack them without a representative here, but like,
Oh no,
it,
no, 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 no. It's fair. It's fair.
it feels like each of our teams has had a fraudulent claim in the last handful of years. Like the Vikings had their 2022 season where they won like 9 games by 4 points or less, or whatever that crazy year was.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers, I think, have gotten there on years where it's like, man, I don't really know how they keep winning, but they do keep winning. And this year, the Bears,
2019.
yeah. Well, and even this year, didn't the Packers have, oh, yeah, 2019, that was a good year. This year, the Packers had like a bunch of losses that were by 1 score or less.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the number, but so even
6.
the 6, yeah. So 6 of the 7 losses. Was it all of your losses? Yeah,
Pretty much.
Yeah, we're all kind of tail biter.
The Ravens one, obviously.
Oh yeah. That was. So yeah, that's weird. But the Bears, conversely, have like this isn't really doing me any favors. A ton of their victories have been last minute. People keep saying cardiac Bears, and I get that it's a play on cardiac kitties, but the alliteration is what makes that work. It's been driving me nuts because more and more people have been saying the fact that they're winning all these close games. Oh, they're the cardiac Bears. The bypass Bears works. Like that's also a heart thing, and there's some alliteration there. It bothers me. The cardiac kitties are a thing. The cardiac Bears are not a thing. It's a different.
Well, the Bears remind me of the 2001 Bears, where they just went on a tear and won the division that year. I think it was 2001 or 2000. No, it wasn't 2002 because we won the division. I want to say 2001.
Was that Grossman?
No, might have been. I gotta know this.
We don't have a research department here. This is just Corey and I winging it.
Here, just play the elevator music.
I'll do you one better. I'm gonna run to the beer fridge.
Who was it? Shane Matthews was their quarterback.
Shane Matthews?
Yep. I remember that because
I don't even know that name.
I think they won the they had to beat the Browns to win the division.
Huh.
I remember watching that game with my dad.
Happened to beat the Browns. Shane what?
Shane Matthews. He was basically a journeyman.
You could have given me Dave. You wouldn't have come up with that name.
Yeah, number 9.
While Corey was doing research, I ran to the fridge, and in honor of playing the Packers, I have another beer here. It's from Lakefront Brewery in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's their new grist Gosarita margarita-style ale made with water, rice, agave, lime, and orange juice, sea salt, hops, malted millet, and yeast. It's a gold medal World Beer Cup 2022 winner for their gluten-free beer. Oh, the can just goes away. it's I thought it was kind of yellow, but so it's a beautiful yellow can. That green screen is pretty stellar. Okay, well, fine then. Let's see what this one tastes like. Because you couldn't read the can. It says handcrafted happiness on it. 4.6% alcohol by volume. It's not quite as clear as the can, but it is very light. That just
That's brilliant.
Yeah. I didn't think that would do that. And then the beer is almost the exact same effect.
Oh,
I'm trying to. It's a really nice, like, yellow. There's some sediment in it. I hope that's normal. Let's see here. Oh yeah, sediment may occur from natural ingredients. Okay, that's what I hoped for. Skull Feeler Thera round 2. Okay, so that's interesting. It almost reminds me of an IPA, but it's not quite that bitter. But the like the citrus notes and the hops, and honestly the salt, make that really interesting. It's almost like an IPA in terms of mouthfeel, but not quite that bitter. And I famously don't like IPAs. This is okay. It is. I get the margarita vibe. There, I had a beer from Wisconsin to make this back on theme. Okay. All right. I would ask you to pick the game, but like, what would we be basing our picks on? Like, is Love going to play? I don't know. Is McCarthy
No.
going to play more than a half? Yeah. Vikings defense going to play? Yeah.
I see McCarthy playing the whole game. I think he'll have a field day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he'll get like 4 touchdowns.
Oh.
Jefferson will get over 1,000 yards receiving for the year, and then they'll probably pull him out. So
that'd be smart of the Packers. Make McCarthy look like a Pro Bowler, and then the Vikings hitch their wagon to him for good. It's like how the Vikings rolled over for Danny Dimes back in 2022 in the playoffs, and then he got a huge extension.
And then he went to
by the Packers. Yeah.
And then he went to you guys.
Yeah.
Didn't even suit up.
And killed it for the Colts.
Almost. God, I feel bad for the Colts. I mean, start out, what was it, 7-1 or 8-1, and
7-1 or 8-2, yeah.
Just fall apart. Oh my God!
I think they were 8-2 when they signed, or when they traded for,
Sauce Gardner,
yeah. And somebody else, but definitely Sauce Gardner. And then they went like 1-7 after that.
Oh my God!
Like that's rough.
What was it? 1 first-round pick, or was it 2? But my prediction, 28-6, Vikings.
Really?
Yep, that's gonna be my first pick ever with you doing this. First time I ever picked the Vikings.
But it's like picking a preseason game. You can do it without shame.
Like, I'll catch hell probably.
Your team's getting ready for a playoff game.
Yeah.
Possibly against like their longest and most staunchest rival.
Yeah.
Who could blame them for looking past the Vikings?
Maybe signing Trevon Diggs will help. I don't know. But
did they sign him?
Yep, they signed him. They signed Micah's buddy. So we'll see. Hopefully that's a Charles Woodson-esque signing for next year. Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah. Is he just like a 1-year deal or?
I think we would have him for next year, but I think so.
Yeah. I've been in the weeds today. I didn't see that they got him. I assumed he'd go to like the Eagles because he's from the East Coast or whatever.
Oh God, that'd be something. But yeah, I don't know. What's your prediction?
Everything says the Vikings should win this. Like neither team really has anything to play for, except the Vikings maybe want to see what they have. So they want to try to like make a go of it. I just think like the potential for it to become a Brosmer versus Toon slop fest, and like anything can happen then, you know? Like I think honestly the best thing is that the Vikings defense is tough enough that they could pull off a victory. To me it feels like a 17-14 kind of game. Like neither offense is going to do much. It's going to be safe. Like let's not get our quarterbacks hit. You know, we want to go into the off season. You guys want to go to the, wild card round. So I think it might actually be kind of a snooze. I'm going to watch it because I'm really fascinated. Like I don't remember the last time that two teams had so little to play for in the last week of the season. Like there's no seeding implications. There's no draft picks to really be haggled over. Like it might actually be kind of relaxing just to watch and be like, see if McCarthy can look like a professional quarterback back there. That'll be my hope. I think the Vikings win, but just because they might run their starters longer.
I could see that. I mean, I just want to see who's starting, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially on defense, because I doubt they'll have Gary playing because he just doesn't care anymore, it seems like. I hope Matthew Golden gets a shot or at least gets a touchdown or something at least. I mean, I feel bad for the kid. I mean, they have not done a damn thing with him all year, basically, it seems like. And he's a first-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
And Steno, our offensive coordinator, and LaFleur being like, it seems like they're holding him back. And it's just throw the ball at the kid. Give the kid a chance or something. I mean,
it does seem like he and Watson can't share the field. Like when Watson's out there, they won't let Golden out there.
But there's got to be something where you can have them both out there and do something.
Well, and it's like I don't want to knock Dobbs because he seems to be kind of their steadiest receiver. Reed, I think, is their best when he's healthy, but he hasn't been. So then it's like, why would why are you? I don't want to say, I don't know. I'm not a great Packers mind, but like you've got Wicks out there, you've got Melton out there, you've like, why are you not using your first round picks more?
Well, the thing that you mentioned with Melton, I read an article this week. Melton's going to play offense and defense this game, from what I heard.
To
Because we
see,
were so banged up on the cornerback side.
oh,
Kamal Hayden, Nate Hobbs, that's two of our guys out for the year. And then you got Nixon, Valentine, Diggs now. Those are the only three I know so far. It's like, what do you do? It's just, oh, God.
yeah, I guess I'll be curious to see. Like, I mean, Diggs had his explosive moments with the Cowboys, but then definitely turned on. I mean, they wouldn't have cut him if he was doing great, but it might be interesting to see. I mean, I'm assuming they'll want to get him in the defense, get some reps this week, get some time on the field, and he gets to face off against, Jefferson or Addison. There's a lot of very interesting storylines in this game, and none of them have anything to do with like what the game actually turns out like. It is a preseason game. Like they're just getting looks at guys. It's bizarre.
In draft order, pretty much too, basically. So.
Yeah. I'm rooting for the Vikings to have a winning record, even though it means nothing. And in fact, I mean, I refuse to cheer for them to lose. I understand the logic behind it. Like, we knew the season was lost weeks ago. And instead of, tanking and working on some things and trying to get a better pick for next year, we're on a 4-game winning streak. But I can't really complain about it. It's, I would like the wins to come in ways that are more convincing than breaking records that have been standing since the Super Bowl era started, as far as net negative yards and still winning a game. I don't know. It's been a weird season. It's been a real weird season, and I can't believe the Vikings are playing for a winning record, and I can't believe, the Packers are barely scraping into the wild card. And I can't believe the Bears are the best and the Lions are the worst, and life comes at you fast.
Oh, God, it's like 1991. Well, here's another thing I want to bring up.
Yeah.
Your head coach, KOC.
Mm-hmm.
Does he come back next year?
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think there'll be like remember when the Raiders traded Gruden to Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
There was a scenario. It was an article on Bookface. I forget what, Sporting News or something like that. I don't know. Of like Miami trading for KOC, and then you guys get draft picks.
I feel like, I mean, you hate to say not like never ever, but like the Dolphins have so many needs. Why would they give up draft picks to get a coach? Like, I mean, he's a good target to go after. I think any team would be lucky to have him. I just don't think the Wilfs would let him go because, like, you've got a guy. I mean, I'm sure everyone has their price, but you've got a guy who, in winning seasons and losing seasons, has proven that he can keep like the locker room motivated. I mean, the Vikings have been essentially out of the playoffs since their winning streak began, and they've continued to show up and play hard. So I think I'll stop short of calling him a treasure, but I think he's proven that he's the kind of guy you can build a franchise around. So yeah, I'd be surprised if he was gone. I would not be shocked if Flores was gone.
That's just a weird situation with Flores, just the lawsuit, and he does so good as defense coordinator. And he didn't do that bad in Miami. Honestly, it's just their owner's a moron, and I hope Flores gets another situation. I think he'd be a great fit in Baltimore. No offense to John Harbaugh, but
I mean,
I could just see this, like, Harbaugh gets let go in Baltimore or the Colts fire their head coach. I forget.
Steichen?
Yeah, they fire him, and then Harbaugh goes to Indy. I could just see something like that happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if the Steelers finally get rid of Tomlin can come home to Minnesota and be the Vikings coordinator again. Baby, come back.
Hey, how much Tomlin's not that bad of a coach either. Pittsburgh fans. I mean, good Lord. I mean, he keeps your defense in check every year.
I mean, to have 14 seasons, 18 seasons, whatever it is, without a losing record. Like, I know that you're not content with the playoff, performances, but he has kept your, like, that's insane to have that long of a winning season streak.
Mm-hmm.
He has had Bell, Antonio Brown, Martavis Bryant. Like, he has had all of these people that seemed perfectly normal inside the building, and as soon as they got out of the building, batshit crazy. Like, and he kept them performing on the field at peak. Like, I think there's something to be said for someone who can keep those egos and borderline insanity in check. So, any team would be lucky to have Tomlin too. I think whatever he's doing, it's working. He's dealing with Rodgers. That's not an easy pill to swallow.
Yeah, dealing with him and his invisible wife.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that this episode has been all over the place because our teams are nothing to talk about. So maybe I'll close on this. What does Rodgers do after he retires?
He said, like, he's going to just go away. Don't be part of anything, pretty much, basically.
I think he'll start a podcast.
What, with McAfee?
Or Joe Rogan or any one of those. Like,
but no, I could see him, the Packers stuff, and then, was it 5 years later, you're eligible for the Hall of Fame, so then he'll go in the Hall, then he'll just
sail away.
Bye.
Yeah, most NFL players is like, well, I assume at minimum you'll be a high school football coach. You'll make some appearances on CBS Sports, like you'll maybe do a coaching thing or be like, I see it with so many, especially quarterbacks. I assume you're going to get a chance at a media spot or a morning show or whatever. With him, it's like, I just think he's going to be in the wind, way far away from the NFL.
Well, hopefully don't do a welfare scandal unlike other people.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to follow in all of his tracks completely. He's already bucked it by going to the Steelers. So hopefully they can be done there.
Nothing's come out of that. Like,
no.
How has he not been prosecuted yet? That just baffles me.
Good to know, people.
Oh.
How many more years before Love's Jet?
10, I think.
Not that I'm looking forward to it, but eventually you guys have to hit on a stud wide receiver. Like, the cold streak can't continue.
I thought we did with Golden. I think maybe next year he'll
a sophomore breakout.
Here's the thing I think LaFleur is pissed with Golden because that Nicolay Law guy, that lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
After Golden got drafted,
huh? How can you avoid him? He's on every channel.
I think
every billboard.
There was this rumor going around that LaFleur was supposed to get signed by Nicolay Law, but instead they signed Golden. So maybe the Frenchman LaFleur is being all pissed off about that, Mr. Surrender. But I don't know.
Captain Baguettes.
Oh, God. That's another thing I totally missed, that he's freaking French. So that's why we probably haven't won a Super Bowl yet. He's always surrendering. But anyways, sorry. That was my grandpa talking to me. But freaking.
Well, it's been a season, to say the least.
Go Brewers.
Guess I don't. On to the next season already?
A little bit. I might have bought spring training tickets for Arizona. So.
Oh, that's nice. And that's like right around the corner.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about.
Yeah. They'll break my heart too. They'll win the division, then they'll lose in the playoffs. So yeah, there we go.
Thanks for coming on to talk it all through.
We gonna do a Super Bowl one this year?
Probably.
So I think we should get JP on.
Yeah, his team could actually be in it still.
Oh God. Oh no. Shit.
Yeah. We'll spend the whole time being like, what's it like to have a good team? Yeah. So I guess we should see, because that'll be basically Valentine's weekend will be the Super Bowl.
No.
Be the 15th?
Nope. Super Bowl's the 9th. Or the 8th. The 8th. Sorry, 8th.
Seriously?
Yep.
I really thought it was the next weekend. Thank you very much. I will try to get my ducks in a row for a Super Bowl episode. Until then, good luck to your team. I mean, not necessarily tomorrow, but in the playoffs, at least. I don't have a horse in the race. Skull feel it there.
Go Pack, go.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a happy new year.